I invite you to turn to Revelation 7. I'm going to read the entire chapter of verses 1 through 17. After this, I saw 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the 4 winds of the earth, preventing any wind from blowing on the land or on the sea, or on any tree. Then I saw another angel coming up from the east, having the seal of the living God. He called out in a loud voice to the 4 angels who had been given power to harm the land and the sea. Do not harm the land, or the sea, or the trees, until we put a seal on the foreheads of the servants of our God. Then I heard the number of those who were sealed: 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel. From the tribe of Judah, 12,000 were sealed. From the tribe of Reuben, 12,000. From the tribe of Gad, 12,000. From the tribe of Asher, 12,000. From the tribe of Naphtali, 12,000. From the tribe of Manasseh, 12,000. From the tribe of Simeon, 12,000. From the tribe of Levi, 12,000. From the tribe of Issachar, 12,000. From the tribe of Zebulun, 12,000. From the tribe of Joseph, 12,000. From the tribe of Benjamin, 12,000. After this, and I looked, and there before me was a great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, tribe, people, and language, standing before the throne and in front of the Lamb. They were wearing robes and were holding palm branches in their hands. And they cried out in a loud voice, "Salvation belongs to our God who sits on the throne, and to the Lamb." All the angels were standing around the throne and around the elders and the 4 living creatures. They fell down on their faces before the throne and worshiped God, saying, "Amen. Praise and glory and wisdom and thanks and honor and power and strength be to our God forever and ever. Amen." Then one of the elders asked me, "These in white robes, who are they? Where did they come from?" I answered, "Sir, you know." And he said, "These are they who have come out of the great tribulation. They have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore they are before the throne of God and serve him day and night in his temple. And he who sits on the throne will spread his tent over them. Never again will they hunger, never again will they thirst. The sun will not beat upon them, nor any scorching heat. For the Lamb at the center of the throne will be their shepherd. He will lead them to springs of living water, and God will wipe away every tear from their eyes." Revelation 7 can be broken down into 2 parts. And if you look closely, they're really easy to see. In verse 1, John sees 4 angels standing at the earth. In verse 9, he sees a great multitude standing before the throne in front of the Lamb. So verses 1 through 8 address what's happening on earth. Verses 9 through 17, what is happening in heaven. And there's stuff happening here, and there's stuff happening there. And it's very important when studying this book not to get too confused. You've got to pay attention to which way John's looking. Remember, as I said this once before months ago, whenever Jesus talks about coming on the clouds of heaven, you got to pay attention if he's going that way or if he's coming this way. He's done both. He's come here, he's going there. And it makes a really big difference which direction. Who is seeing Jesus coming on the clouds of heaven? When it says the angels see Jesus coming on the clouds of heaven, we know he's going that way, because the angels are in heaven. And so it's really important. And so I don't do this very often, because I'm kind of going to go backwards. We'll start at verse 9. Because it's easier to kind of see what's going on in heaven. Because John sees more people than he can count. He sees a great multitude before that no one can count. From every tribe, nation, language, wearing robes, holding palm branches, and crying out, "Salvation belongs to our God, who sits on the throne and to the Lamb." Now, if I had timed this a little bit better, we'd have gotten to this passage on Palm Sunday. Because that sounds like Palm Sunday, doesn't it? When they're waving palm branches, and what were they crying out on Palm Sunday? Hosanna, which means, save us. Now they're waving palm branches because they're in heaven saying, "Salvation belongs to our God." All of a sudden, all those questions that they had, they know now. Salvation belongs to our God. You know, these folks aren't heavenly beings. They say they came from somewhere else. And John says, one of the elders asked John, "Hey, who are these folks in white robes?" And John says, "Don't you know? What makes you think I do?" They came from somewhere else. And they said, "These are those who've come out of the great tribulation. They've washed their robes. They've made them white in the blood of the Lamb." Those who have passed away, who were sealed by the Lamb, are right now before the throne of God. According to verse 15, 17, they're not hungry, they're not thirsty, the sun isn't on. God's standing by the springs of living water, and He'll wipe away every tear from their eyes. We read this passage a lot at funerals to bring comfort to those who are grieving for loved ones who passed away. And what do people say oftentimes at funerals? Oh no, they're in a better place. Well, how do we know they're in a better place? Because John tells us right here, he's describing to us this better place. It's called heaven. Because God's going to wipe away every tear from their eyes. I've often tried to picture that as you watch somebody die. What it must look like. On the other side, there's a psalm that says, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Now, we're looking at it from this angle, watching somebody go away. And we get really sad. But from God's angle, he's seeing the look on their faces. They get to come and meet him. It's got to be a good view from God's angle. And they're not going to be hungry anymore. They're not going to be thirsty. We can be confident of that because what John is telling us here. They've gotten there. They're with Jesus. And we can argue about exactly what that looks like. But there wouldn't really be a point to that. So to be absent from the body is to be present with God. That works for me. However that looks, I'll find out soon enough. But John is describing to us the best way he knows how. He's trying to tell us we don't need to worry or be afraid about what comes after death for those who believe in Jesus. In the meantime, back to earth. Got to come back down to earth. Unfortunately, we're stuck here. Kind of temporary, but it feels permanent because here John sees 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth. And I know that the earth is round, it doesn't have corners. Okay, but to talk about the 4 corners of the earth in this way represents the bounds of the earth. Earth is finite. It has a beginning, it's going to have an end. And God's judgment is upon those who oppose him. For the time being, the angels are holding back the 4 winds. They're holding back destruction from coming on the land, the sea, or any of the trees. And then he sees other angels coming from the east and having this seal of the living God. But this is a powerful reference to the Messiah because the sun rises in the east. The S-U-N rises in the east. The Messiah, the sun has risen, and he will come again, and he has the seal of the living God. Now, they take this so seriously, and I'm pretty sure they still do this, at least I've heard they still do this. When they bury you in the cemetery, they bury you facing east. So you can see the sunrise, the S-U-N rise. But so not sure exactly how it's going to look when Jesus comes back. Because keep in mind what we're standing on is ground. So see, if he comes back here, the people over here aren't going to have the same view we are, but somehow that isn't going to matter, is it? Because he's gonna return. And he's going to take us to be with him. That's really all that matters. The details, we tend to get stuck on some of the details and really lock horns and argue about it, but let's just wait for it. In Ephesians 1, talking about being sealed for that day, in Ephesians 1, it says, having believed, you are marked in him with the seal of the promised Holy Spirit. Whenever you believe in Jesus for salvation, if you believe, you are marked with the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit fills you. And that's how that's how it's determined if you're a Christian. That it's not anything you've done, or how you look, or anything. It's not anything you can do. And when somebody says, is that person really a believer? What we need to look for is, are they filled with the Holy Spirit? Are you seeing evidence that they are filled with the Holy Spirit? That's the only question. Jesus is the one with the seal. And he's calling out in a loud voice to the 4 angels who've been given power to harm the land and the sea. Don't harm anything until we round up the Christians. We put a seal on our foreheads and a ceremony of God because destruction is coming. But not before God's people are clearly marked out and we will be saved. Think of what it means to be saved. There has to be something wrong in order to get saved from it. Right? Nobody needs to save you from a burning building unless you're in a burning building. Then you need saved. So we need saved, which means there must be a problem. Yeah, the sin is the problem, and we still need saved. Then John hears a number, and numbers are scary because they get people calculating and trying to figure out exactly what they mean. And so everybody busts out their calculators, and here's this number, 144,000 sealed. Lines up all the tribes. And we know that there were 12 tribes, but what's the question here? Is there only 144,000 people saved? No, keep in mind, they're going to come back down to earth for a minute. The first part of the vision is earth. Those in heaven appear later in John chapter 7. Remember? And how many of them are there? Too many to count. You know? In other words, John's given up on counting. Now there's 7.5 billion people on the earth right now. And if we're going to take this literally, only 144,000 people are saved. No, put away the calculators. Because this number designates the full complement of God's people within the 12 tribes of the Old Covenant, because there was 12 apostles. There were 12 tribes. And multiplied by 1,000, it represents the totality of all of those that are saved. And in Revelation 14, we'll see that number again. And it constitutes those who have his Father's name written on their foreheads. The redeemed, those purchased from among the people of the earth. Now, I hope you're not looking to see if somebody has God's name tattooed on their forehead. I really hope we're not looking here. Then get back to that in a little bit. The breakdown of the 12,000 of each tribe is actually even more curious, because there are some glaring irregularities in this list and how it's compiled. Typically, when the Jewish people would compile their list of names, it was always, and I mean always, oldest to youngest. That's just how it worked. It's not that way here in Revelation. Judah wasn't the oldest. It's not even close to being in order. You know, they're not listed in order. Jacob's son Dan isn't there. He's replaced by Manasseh, who's one of the sons of Joseph. Also noteworthy is they're listed in census form. That's significant because there's only two reasons you ever take a census in those days. Remember when Jesus was born? What were Mary and Joseph on the way to Bethlehem to do? What was going on? A census. Why were they going to be counted? So they could be taxed. You know, they want to know how many of us there are, they want our money. Well, guess what? Jesus paid it all, didn't he? Kind of ironic that he was going to be taxed. Kind of ironic that this list is listed the way it is. The only other reason to make a list is to get ready for war, to count the number of able-bodied fighters that you've got to get ready for war. And the way this list is set up, this is a war-style census, which makes another irregularity, because Levi's name's in that list. The priests didn't go to war. They were exempt from going to war. But Levi's name's in that list, because it's a military census. But in this case, they're included. The war included the priests. The important thing to note here is the warfare implications of this listing. There's not everybody from the tribe of Israel is included in this. There's a whole tribe missing from this list, because not everybody's saved. There's some people who aren't one of Jacob's kids that are included in that list. By golly, we're not Jews either, are we? But our name can be in that book of life if you believe in Jesus, because the issue isn't any longer whose son you are, it's whether or not you have the Holy Spirit living in you. And it's because all who are filled with the Holy Spirit called to this battle. There's a very real battle going on in the world for the souls of people. And if you don't believe it, look around. I mean, they're shooting people. For what? For what? I don't even understand the rationality between what I'm seeing in the world. The evil that we're seeing it's intense. And it's coming to our front door. And then later we go on to heaven, and heaven's a beautiful place, reserved for those who've lived for Jesus and finished their earthly journey. But in the meantime, as fun as it is to focus on heaven, it's also something that's great to focus on heaven. And I love that song, "We All Get to Heaven." And because sometimes you shut your eyes hard enough, you almost feel like you're there, and then you wake up and you're like, we're still here. Heaven's a beautiful place, but in the meantime, we're still here. The angels are holding back destruction until it can be determined who's who. You know, in Matthew, I believe it's Matthew 11 or 13, Jesus says, "Let the chaff and the wheat grow together until the harvest." So here we are. Why is there so much evil in the world? People have chosen to reject God. But the angels are holding back. And God is putting his seal on the foreheads of his servants. And once again, I hope you're not looking here for some type of mark. God wants us to put on his mind, to think like Jesus, to live like Jesus, and to be ready for heaven. John sees people moving from earth to heaven who've washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Now again, you don't wash something in blood, really, do you? Blood would not make something clean. But in this case, the blood of Jesus washes us white as snow. And all the promises of the splendor of heaven are awaiting those who believe, who've washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. That's what we're doing here. We're washing our robes. And we're trying to get other people to wash their robes. That's why we live. You know, we got to help others get the laundry done, don't we? And help them get their laundry done and get ready for heaven. Because the alternative is, think of the alternative. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you, Lord, for your words. And we thank you, Lord, for the words that we're about to sing. Lord, are we washed in the blood? You've called us to be. You've called us to wash ourselves in your blood. Lord, and when you come, may our robes be white, pure and white in the blood of the Lamb. Fill us with your Spirit as we walk with you, Lord, in this. Lord, there's the world wants us to think differently. They want us to behave differently. Lord, they're even ready to hurt us if we don't. But Lord, we walk with you. Our robes are washed, we're sealed, we're on our way. Lord, so be it in your name. Amen.